As pictures from Israel circulated on social media and news reports detailed the horror unfolding there, reactions started coming in. And all of them said the same thing. It's unprecedented and it must stop now. India too has condemned this incident. Prime Minister Narendra Modi tweeted about it. He called it what it was, a terror attack on the state of Israel. In fact, let me quote from the full post by the Indian Prime Minister. And this is what he said. Deeply shocked by the news of terrorist attacks in Israel. Our thoughts and prayers are with the innocent victims and their families. We stand in solidarity with Israel at this difficult hour. Now, his choice of words is telling. In the past, India has not called Hamas a terrorist organization. The official term used to describe this group is militants. So for the Prime Minister to call it a terrorist attack is a marked shift and a long overdue one, we say. It is in line with his policy of dehyphenating Israel and Palestine and deepening relations with Israel. Mr. Modi is the first Indian Prime Minister to have ever visited Israel. Ever. No Indian Prime Minister before him visited the country. He did it in 2017. It cemented a very important relationship for New Delhi. And today, as Israel fights back, it's important to dwell on this story too. This partnership between India and Israel is not traditional. India first recognized Israel in 1950, but they established diplomatic ties only in 1992. Israel supported India during wars, but Indian leaders were wary of openly recognizing this. The fear was that friendship with Israel will alienate Palestine, and this will upset the Muslim world and India's Muslim population. Well, those fears were unfounded. In the last few years, India and Israel have emerged as close partners. Bilateral trade crossed $7.5 billion last year. 30 years back, it was some $200 million. Today, India is Israel's seventh largest trading partner. Israel is India's third largest defense supplier. This relationship is dominated by 3 Ds: defense, diamonds, and drip irrigation. They're strategic partners and members of groupings like the I2U2. That's India, Israel, the United States, and the UAE. So I2U2, also known as the West Asian Quad. So there's a lot of cooperation and trade, but any bilateral relationship is nothing without the people. And that's also the crux of India-Israel ties. In fact, a Pew survey talks about this. It says that Israelis rate India more favorably than any other country. More than 70% Israelis view India favorably, and the sentiment is mutual. The kind of support Israel enjoys in India is a story in itself, which brings us to Indians living in Israel. There are about 18,000 Indian citizens in Israel. Most of them are caregivers. They're employed by aging Israelis to take care of them. Then there are diamond traders, IT professionals, and students. So it's a small but a significant diaspora. The current war has raised questions about their safety. The Indian Foreign Ministry has issued an advisory. It has asked Indians in Israel to stay vigilant, to avoid unnecessary movement, to stay close to safety shelters, and to exercise caution. There is no talk of an evacuation yet. No one knows what the next few days will look like or how Israel will retaliate. So no evacuation yet. But if it comes to that, India has experience in this region. In 2006, there was a war between Israel and Lebanon. India evacuated 2,300 people then. Not just Indians, but also citizens from Nepal and Sri Lanka. It hasn't come down to that yet. But if it does, India will prioritize the safety of its citizens. We did it in Kuwait. We did it in Ukraine. We did it in Sudan. And if push comes to shove, we'll do it in Israel.